from the jury is that Daniel Penny has been found not guilty, and that is of the second lesser charge that he was facing, which was criminally negligent homicide. This is after the events of last week. This jury, made up of an anonymous group of 7 women, 5 men, were deadlocked on the initial manslaughter charge. Prosecutors then asked the judge to dismiss that so the jury could move to considering the second lesser felony. And the jury has now come back after, only about an hour of discussion with this not guilty verdict. They spent more than 23 hours in deliberations over this case that has become something of a fault line here in the New York area. And we're incredibly conscientious throughout the process. In fact, they sent numerous notes back to the judge to ask for clarifications, additional explanations, to review evidence one more time and testimony one more time. And that's really a reflection of just the difficulty, the sort of discussion and debate that's happened in this city at large. Some arguing here in New York that Daniel Penny is a hero who took necessary action that day in May of 2023. Prosecutors say that he held Jordan Neely in a chokehold for about 6 minutes, and people who have supported him said that he was protecting his fellow New Yorkers who experienced sort of unpredictable and sometimes frightening incidents on public transportation here. And then others, you may be able to hear behind me here that there's a crowd of protesters that have gathered here to support Jordan Neely. They see this as a case that is about social justice, racial justice in New York City, the lack of support for people suffering with mental health challenges, the lack of support for people who are experiencing homelessness, all of which deeply impacted Jordan Neely for many years leading up to his death. And so this is certainly going to continue to be an emotional and charged moment here in the city.
Now, before I start this video, I would like to thank MSNBC on TikTok for this video. So, Daniel Penny, the man who accused of choking Jordan Neely to deletion, has been found not guilty of all counts. At first, it was a hung jury. It was a hung jury. They don't know, whether to decide if, he should be found guilty on a lesser charge, or they should be found not guilty at all. But it was a hung jury as a whole. So the judge in this case has decided, well, no, he himself decided he need to walk. That basically Daniel Penny need to walk free. And that's exactly what happened. Now, there's going to be mixed reaction of this verdict. Here, really in New York City, the city itself is divided anyway. Some of them will say, well, he's a hero. He protected fellow New Yorkers from being threatened to everybody and everything, while others felt like this is a case of deletion. He was deleted. I ain't gonna say the M word because this is YouTube. But to me, it shows you how the thing of it is that justice, it depended on what side are you on. The reality is that you got a homeless guy walking in the subway train, being loud, being belligerent to fellow passengers on a subway train. And you have a white ex-military guy, an ex-Marine, who's to protect fellow New Yorkers from danger. And there's been reports said that Jordan Neely was threatening fellow New Yorkers on the subway train, said, I'm going to kill you, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, you got ex-Marine Daniel Penny and fellow riders. I mean, this is not just about Daniel Penny. It's about fellow riders that was with Daniel Penny subdued Jordan Neely, right? And all of a sudden, Jordan Neely was deleted. He didn't have no weapon. He didn't have nothing to threaten riders with. But all of a sudden, they called this man a hero. Even the New York City mayor himself called this man a hero. And what happened? That it was basically protected fellow Americans. And some people in that subway train was like, let him go. You're deleting him. You're deleting him. And he was deleted. But you got Black Lives Matter people already said, let's have revenge. Let's have vigilante justice on them. So now this has divided the city of New York. One side, Daniel Penny's is a hero. The other side, Daniel Penny's a killer. You got two, and again, ladies and gentlemen, it shows you how the criminal justice is when it comes to, anyone that felt like, well, I can unalive a person and get away with it. So it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy how the criminal justice system really is about someone. And remember, there was indeed a hung jury. There was really a hung jury. But then the judge in this case decided to let him go, let him walk. It's crazy. So let me know what y'all think in the comments.